Hey guys, it's Bao JohnyTechReview. Hope you guys are all doing well. So previously a company called Plimpton reached out to me and asked me if I can try out some of their product. I looked to their various different product, and there was two products that come in mind that they wanted me to try. Number one was the Apple CarPlay Android Auto device, which I already reviewed. You can check it up on the channel. Really nice device. I didn't have much bad thing to say about that one. Then the other product they sent me was a Plimpton. This is called the P70 Plimpad. This is an Android tablet. I would say it's a pretty basic, entry-level Android tablet. So I look at their website and they do sell some other version that is for kid focus, and those seem to be around the same, maybe a little bit weaker in spec, but this is the one that I got. So let's talk about this, guys, a little bit. I had it now probably for over 2 months. You know, my experience with Android tablet has not been so great. Most of our house device, we have I think 6-7 iPad in the house, so you can kind of get an idea where I'm coming from. From the Android side of it, the last real major Android version that I used was probably Android 10, 11, so it's been a while since I used Android, especially on the tablet side of it. And so for me, stepping back into this is a little bit refreshing. By the way, this is running the latest version of Android. This is Android 14. So here are some of the spec. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, but I'll read to you. 10.1 inch screen, 4GB RAM with 128 gig of storage, 2 camera, 2 megapixel with the front facing, and then a 5 megapixel in the back. The screen size is an IPS, held 80 by 800. It has 5 GHz Wi-Fi, and the processor is an octa-core 2 GHz processor. Pretty typical stuff. It does come in the box. You have a power brick, and it does come with that, and a USB-C charging cable. The other nice thing about this unit is it also have an expandable SD slot. It's a micro SD card. Come with a little SIM ejector that you can push, and yeah, in there I also drop a memory card in there that I can kind of add the movies or files, etc. That also works well. So let's talk about the tablet itself. This is what it looked like. Honestly, it's a really nice tablet. I think it's made mostly out of aluminum, and the build quality, I would say it's pretty good. Not the best, definitely. But from that perspective, there are 1 or 2 areas where it doesn't really flex. As you can see, it doesn't flex a lot. But there's a part of the screen where maybe you can push and you can kind of hear a small creak. Again, I'm nitpicking. But the screen itself, on that look, it's really good. I was really impressed with the resolution and the brightening color of your screen. The Android 14 allow you to also kind of tune it down, make it black and white, which is really good for reading, those type of things. Pretty nice. From my perspective, it's a pretty good screen for consumption. We use YouTube on here a lot, and of course, I also have Plex on here. I haven't played a lot of mobile game, but I kind of want to see how powerful your CPU is, and also the memory. So I installed 2 games. Brawl Stars was pretty simple. I play a lot of those and my kid played them, so try it on here. It runs relatively smooth, nothing laggy or glitchy. And then Diablo Immortal was a little bit, I thought it would be a little bit harder for it. It also run that okay. Yeah, it's not a perfect smoothest frame rate, but you can definitely see it's doing well. Speaking of frame rate, when I am using YouTube and I go to 4K resolution, you can definitely see beginning to stutter and lag a little bit. Then give it a little bit of time for it to buffer and I guess the CPU and everything to settle down. It runs pretty smooth. But where it's shine is 1080p, 1440p, 2K content on YouTube. Those are very smooth and very fast. The tablet itself is pretty responsive. The screen is good. So I would think for the amount of memory this device have, 4 GB, that it would struggle, and you can see that in multitask and a lot of application. What it does, I guess, with Android 14 also is that it does this memory extender, which is effectively using the onboard storage to kind of give you RAM, right? So that's kind of the idea there. It actually worked well in theory. Again, like I say, if I'm loading a game like Diablo Immortal, where I know there's a lot of memories being used, CPU, etc., the game runs smooth, and I didn't have any struggle with it. Regular app, Chrome, Google Map, etc., those type of things works also okay. Yeah, and YouTube work well. So from my perspective, if you're using this as a reader or using this as a media consumption, it's a passable device, I would say. What make it, I think, unique is that the screen, for the price, I think I look at this up, I think it's less than $100, like 70 bucks or something like that. So for the price, I mean, you're getting a lot for the quality of the screen. So hopefully that gives you an idea in terms of performance of the tablet. On the other side of it, battery life, another important aspect. It has a 6,000 milliamp battery life, and in the past, one of the a problem I usually have with tablet. I know iPad is really good with this, but Android is that I would charge it up fully, don't use it for 3 days, and it drained completely. I think Android 14 has really changed some of this. The standby is really good in this device. For me, it lasts over a week and a half, almost 2 weeks if I can say, you know, on standby when I'm not using it a lot. But when I'm using it, I'm getting a solid 4 to 6 hours in terms of stream time. I know that doesn't sound like a lot for a tablet these days, but for a device of this size, I think it's quite good. From that perspective, it charges pretty fast too. Plug it in USB-C at the bottom here, and take roughly about, I say, 3 hours, less than 3 hours to completely charge it. Again, I didn't let it go all the way to zero. Typically charge it around 20%. It's usually just my usage. As you can see, last time I charged this was a week ago, and right now it's sitting at 43%. Downsides, I would say the processor and the RAM. If you're looking for something a little bit more performance friendly, go somewhere else. But this is a budget tablet. I would say it works pretty well. So that would be, you know, some sluggish, some issues there in terms of that. Speakers are very passable. It's very fainted. It's loud, but it's not really great. So there's 2 speakers. Just keep that in mind. And then the other downsides I would say is this one. I don't know. It's hardware. I'm pretty sure it's hardware or software glitch. Not sure what is it yet. But the screen rotation gets stuck sometimes. I did notice that there's a recent update of Android automatically push, and I updated it. Seemed like the rotation could be fixed right now, but sometimes it gets glitchy and it just gets stuck. So right now, as you can see, rotating, you can see that it's rotating perfectly fine. But you know, a few weeks ago when I was doing this, it just stuck in one orientation, and the solution was to completely restart the tablet. Anyway, that was one thing to look out for. So if that's important to you, yeah, that's something to look at. The last thing I want to point out is the camera. The camera is passable. It's good for video call. I'll take some sample pictures and video and I can overlay for you guys to see. Alright guys, that is a quick feedback and review of this Plimpton Plimpad P70 tablet. Again, it's a pretty decently cheap tablet under the $100 for a really good screen size. If you're using this for very specific function, for example, if you're building a home automation and you want a screen or something like that, that was good. Of course, with a tablet like this, you know, it's very unique, and so I don't know you will be able to find a screen protector for it or a what do you call it, a case for it. I know the children version just come with like a case, but from my perspective, it's a pretty good device. Android 14 run pretty smooth on here, and I was able to play some game, mostly use it as a YouTube Flex media consumption device, test that out, and it worked well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this quick little review on this tablet. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment box down below. So please like the video, it will help me, and consider subscribing for more future content. Thank you.